As the COVID-19 pandemic spreads worldwide, countries are closing their borders to ensure safety.
But what if you were stuck in a foreign country when that all happened? That was the reality for a Rochester family. Our own Jordan Reed tells us more.
On March 13th, Brittany and Randy Lehman and Brittany's younger sister Danielle traveled to Honduras for a week-long medical surgery mission trip. But just 2 days after arriving, the country's borders closed.
I mean, nobody has really ever had any situation like this, where some strange virus goes around and then everybody starts shutting their borders down. I didn't think they'd shut down the border.
Their mission trip became a nightmare as they were stranded in another country with no idea when they would see their kids again.
I started praying and God help me, this isn't fair, why am I here? I have 2 kids. Overall, I was very desperate, but then I got my patience and everything and I just calmed down.
The next step was figuring out how they were going to get home.
We had 3 different airlines cancel on us, and then we had charter flights set up to come get us, and then that charter flight got delayed.
Then reality set in. They were going to have to wait it out. Luckily, the Leymans have friends who live in Honduras and took them in during this time, but they were not free from obstacles.
We had to get travel letters so we could cross these roadblocks, and there was, I think, 4 before we could get to take back into Tegucigalpa, and the letter's pretty much saying that we're going to the airport, so that was the only way that we could get into the city.
After 10 days of trying to figure out how they were going to get home, flights started up again. A scramble to buy tickets before they sold out. Finally, the Leymans were booked and homebound. A joyous and tearful reunion for the family, and certainly a trip that will never be forgotten.
There was a reason why I was there, and I learned a lot of good lessons, and I wouldn't do it again during a situation like this. It's definitely a learning experience, but we did not think that things would escalate like they did.
In Rochester, Jordan Reed, ABC 6 News.
The mission trip the Leymans were on was canceled, but Brittany also tells us there are still some Americans stranded in Honduras who are trying to find a way back home.